If you want LEGO Clone Troopers, you only got a few options. You can pay a huge price for an expensive set. You could buy the figures individually on the aftermarket, which gets pretty expensive. Or you can hope LEGO puts your favorite clone in a cheaper set, which isn't likely to happen. So what do? You could ask LEGO to make clones easier to get, but that's not gonna happen. Maybe you just grab a Sharpie and some paint and start painting your figures, but that doesn't always look the best. So in this video, I'm gonna show you some ways to get some really amazing custom clones. We'll compare affordable options to the premium versions, and I'll explain why LEGO should be a little nervous. Now, I want to say up front that this is not to say one is better than the other. I just want to show everybody the options that we have available to us. Everyone likes different things, and what I say in this video is not what everyone thinks. Over the last few years, LEGO has gave us an enormous amount of options in terms of LEGO Clone Troopers, which in my opinion has been really awesome. Some have been amazing, and some have been less than amazing. But I'm sure we can all agree that LEGO has made strides in the past few years to upgrade their clones and Star Wars figures, but also has kind of taken away some things that we really liked. So what makes LEGO figures so premium? There are three big distinctions. First is the quality of the plastic. LEGO uses ABS plastic, which is super durable and holds its shape really well. Second is the engineering of the parts. The head, arms, legs all move super smoothly with just the right amount of resistance. Third is the print quality. Now, we're not talking about the style, it's more of just the printing process. So LEGO uses pad printing, which is great for transferring ink onto 3D objects, especially at that size. LEGO also has their own design style. It's great because it transfers from every theme, not just Star Wars, but city and castle and whatever. Now, if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan and you look at the design styles of each figure, you might notice some inconsistencies. So these are design choices that they choose to either add or leave out of the figure. Now, this could really impact the figure in terms of screen accuracy. Some don't care, some do care. It's totally up to you at that point. Still, some fans want more accuracy or variety or maybe just something different. That's where custom figures come into play. For the longest time, decaling was the premier way to make custom figures. And honestly, still today is a great option. However, the drawbacks are it's very tedious and time consuming. But nowadays, machines like pad printers and UV printers are more accessible to everyday people like you and me. So now people are starting to print their own figures. So let's start off with the premium custom options. I like to think that the premium options come in three different levels. You got mid-grade, high-grade, and then ultra-grade. Makers like Grandpa Clone Customs and Light Customs all fall into these kind of categories. So first up, mid-grade options. These cost around $13 to $25. They will use real LEGO parts and sometimes aftermarket helmets and things. And these focus on lesser known characters or clone grunts. For example, this Phase 2 Bomb Squad Trooper. Or a more unique option like this iridescent clone. It's simple, but really unique. Next, we have the high grade. These run from $25 to $35. These also use official LEGO parts and sometimes even custom molded pieces. You'll start to see named characters like Aura Singh or Imperial Cody. And lastly, we have ultra grade, which is about $35 and up. These figures will use real LEGO parts, custom molded pieces, cloth, and even extra accessories. For example, this Simple Man, also known as Jango Fett, came in a padded box with extra heads, a custom jetpack, antenna, and blasters. It sold for about $50, but now goes for over $200 on eBay, which really shows how much people want these. But the real reason I'm making this video is for the other end of the spectrum. My friend Nate Builds showed me a custom pilot that he got from Republic Customs. When I first held it in my hand, I'm like, okay, this is decent. The arms are a bit stiff, but overall it looks great. It's pad printed, the helmet quality is really good, and I thought it could just fit in with my already existing LEGO clones. But then he told me the price, and that's what kind of got me hooked, was you get 3 of these for $10. That's like $3 or $4 a clone, which is mind-boggling. Sure, it's not official LEGO parts, and the designs aren't perfect, but for that price, at least I can see past that. All right, so I want to compare these 327 Troopers to the LEGO counterparts, but gonna have to go and get the set, so let's go do that. Goodbye, Kitty. I'll see you in a bit. Ooh! Don't mind if I do. All right, it's complete, and for $45, not a huge fan, but it's not a review, and I just want to focus on the minifigures. It's so crazy seeing all these lined up next to each other. For the same price, I could get 20 of these knockoff 327 Troopers, or I could just get one set. Now, granted, you're getting a set and a bunch of parts, some droids, and all that good stuff, but if you're just after the figures, that's not a bad trade-off. There are a few big distinctions between the two. The coloring by Republic Customs I feel is a little more accurate, but I really do like that the yellow stripe on the helmet goes from front to back on Republic Customs, whereas the Lego version, it only stops halfway. And there are slight differences between the two. For example, the ammo pack is very different between the two, and Republic Customs has arm printing, which is really great as opposed to just yellow arms. But in my opinion, I like the pauldron better than the Lego version. Some may disagree, but that's just my opinion. And you also get a cloth comma with it, which looks really good from the back as well. And don't worry, I tested it, the figure can still sit down with the cloth comma on. Next, I just want to show off these Phase 1 ranked troopers that they have. These 4 figures are personally my favorite ones that I've gotten. They just look so good compared to the official Lego versions, and I especially love the pauldrons on them. They look just so cool. But I highly recommend you go check out Republic Customs. They have a lot to offer, and I'm sure you can find something that you like. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, I just really like the products that they're putting out, especially this Helldivers figure. I'm a huge fan of the game, and it's so cool to have a figure in my collection. And then of course we have the figures that started at all the pilots. And the fact that there are so many options like the 327th, Shock Trooper, 501st, Wolfpack, Doom Squad, it just goes on and on. Now, hardcore customs collectors or even just Lego purists might look at these and be like, nah, that's not for me, which is fair. But for fans that just want cool figures without spending a fortune, this is huge. And honestly, I believe it's a bigger deal than people may realize. I'm sure some of you have heard that competition breeds innovation, which is just business 101. This just means that the more options that we have available to us, the more pressure on these other companies there will be to make better figures or more competitive pricing. And this could even push Lego to step up their game. Now, there's wishful thinking, I know, but it's a possibility. But we can't deny that figures are a very crucial part of some sets. Take the turbo tank, for example. A lot of people complained about the build and scale, but the figures? Top notch. If that's the only reason people are buying the set, then what's stopping them from buying cheaper custom clones instead? Bricklink prices are so high that sometimes it's literally cheaper to buy the full set than just a few figures. If I can buy 20 decent 327 troopers for the same price as a Lego set with 4 slightly better figures, I'm going with the customs because that's what I want. At the end of the day, it's all about choice. If you want the premium options, that's awesome. If you want to be a Lego purist, that's cool too. So point is, more options is good, even if you don't want to use them. So thank you so much to custom makers out there for working so hard and giving fans more ways to enjoy Lego Star Wars. And with that, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.